Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you are new here. Hello, my name is Roxanne, also known as Bai Bun. I'm a mixed media artist, illustrator, and a maker of things. As you might have seen from the title of this video, I'm here with a sketchbook tour. Now I do have to give you a little bit of a backstory of what this sketchbook is, and it's so funny because I completely forgot about it until I was filming another video for Patreon and realized that I don't think I've ever done a proper flip through of this. This sketchbook is from my sketchbook club, which is a series of videos that I do over on my Patreon. So on the all access tier, you basically get these sketchbook club videos. And as part of sketchbook club, basically you get an exclusive video every month where I'm slowly just working through a sketchbook and I'm finishing it from cover to cover. It was kind of like the beta version of my sketchbook summer class, if you've taken that online class or if you've seen the trailer of that, where basically I was filling a sketchbook from cover to cover and kind of giving you prompts. Sketchbook Club was kind of the place where I was practicing that idea a little bit. So this was actually, took me 2 years to complete because I was doing a video a month. So everything that's in this sketchbook has been in videos, it's been documented, and all of that is over on Patreon. So I actually called this like season 1 of Sketchbook Club because this was the first 2 years that I did it. I'm already in a new sketchbook. This is what made me realize that I hadn't filmed this, is that I was filming my current sketchbook club video this was for the month of April, a little sneaky peek there. I was filming a video for that and then realized, oh my gosh, I don't think I ever showed this. And this is a fully completed, like ready to go sketchbook. So just want to kind of give the backstory on this. Every single page spread that is in this sketchbook has been filmed and there are videos for it. Joining the all access tier on my Patreon will give you access to all of these season 1 videos if you want to watch me literally work in this sketchbook from start to finish. All right, so let's go ahead and just get right into it. As I said, this was an old one. So I started this in January of 2022. This is when we started Sketchbook Club. And it took me, again, 2 years to complete because I film in this. So it's one video a month. So that's why it took me a while to kind of finish. But I also work in 1,000 sketchbooks at once. So it's really actually not surprising that it takes me this long to finish a sketchbook because I literally have like 10 going at once. So that's just kind of the way that it is. This is the Strathmore mixed media paper with the soft cover. I will put a link down below. This is in fact my favorite sketchbook to work in. I bounce between a couple of different sketchbooks that I really like, but I have found that I really kind of default to these ones. Strathmore mixed media soft cover. They're definitely my favorite. A note on these stickers. These are Lee Ellickson. I believe this is Lee Ellickson as well. These are all mine. This is also mine. You'll see the designs for this actually, I think, in this sketchbook. And this was one that I picked up from Daiso. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. If you know anything about my illustration process, I like to rough sketch things out and then create nice, crisp, sort of contour versions of them on tracing paper. I then transfer those designs into a clean sheet of paper and then fully kind of render them out, illustrate them. So I keep the transfers that I use, or like my crispy contour drawings. I tend to keep those and I just stick them back into whatever sketchbook it is that I'm working in or the neighboring page or whatnot. So these were a bunch of leftover ones that I had from Sketchbook Club designs, some other designs that you would have seen me turn into stickers. A number of these have already been turned into stickers. Again, because this is a little bit older. I just can't believe I completely spaced on this sketchbook and that I hadn't done a flip through of it. It's crazy. This is kind of just a weird mixed media kind of thing going on here. This is going to be a walk down memory lane for me as well because I haven't really done a page by page flip of this either. So we're both going to try to remember this together if possible. Yeah, this was just a mixed media thing, just being loose and kind of breaking things in. There's always that awkward sort of first page on a sketchbook. So that's kind of what's going on here. Then, of course, I decided to design Sketchbook Club logos. I wanted to make like a logo or a sticker of some sort. I actually think the first time I did this, I sent all of my patrons an actual sticker that I got made of this, which of course are these little guys here. And then I later ended up putting them in my Etsy shop as well. There has since been like later designs of the Sketchbook Club kind of logo. I mean, there's not really like an official logo, but I like the idea of having like a sticker every year. I think I've only done it for 2 years. I haven't done one. I don't think I did one last year. And maybe I should do one for this year. I don't know. I just keep forgetting. There's just so many things I want to do when I'm in my sketchbooks, and then I just kind of forget about it. So rough sketches here, color mapping here. And again, all of this is in videos. Like literally there's a whole video of me just designing this logo, like trying to figure this out and like making the final versions of it. Here are the final versions of it, which did end up, again, becoming stickers. I scanned them and got them made. I think I was just playing with negative space on this one here, and this was from a different sort of like prompt that I had sort of thrown out. And that's kind of the format of these videos. It's like I sit down, I kind of have an idea, I talk through it, and then I do the artwork portion, and I try to kind of present it like a prompt or an idea to kind of throw back to my patrons if they want to follow along or just be inspired by something. Or it's kind of one of those like do or take as much or as little as you want from the videos each month is kind of how that works. And again, this was very much like the beta version of Sketchbook Summer. I always knew that I wanted to make like a giant class finishing a sketchbook from cover to cover, but I didn't know how to do it. So Sketchbook Club was how I was kind of dabbling with that idea, but also just being really authentic to my sketchbook sort of process, where it's a place where I just really play or delve into like weird ideas that I might have. This is when I was on my big like chicken kick, drawing like weird little chicken coops. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but it's cool. Oh, I dressed up in a Fifth Element costume for New Year's Eve, so that's where that's kind of coming from there. I think I was just playing with other media and stuff too. Okay, we have a whole bunch of patterns here. I love these vibrant ghosts. I don't even think I ended up doing anything with these. I really should. I should scan this and offer this as like a digital download in my shop. That would actually be really cool. Then we start to get into some April Art Challenge stuff. This was the last time that I hosted the April Art Challenge. Do not ask me if I'm doing it this year. Probably not. Hosting an art challenge is a lot of work, and it's not something that I'm looking to add to my plate currently. But this was the last year that I did it, and I did the whole like creep away challenge thing. A lot of the preliminary sketches are in this sketchbook when I was sort of trying to come up with ideas for each of the prompts, as well as writing kind of the story behind it, which you can look at. That artwork tour video is up here on the channel as well. So it's told like a story kind of as you, not kind of, it is. It's told like a story as you look at all of the artwork from the challenge. So here we are getting into April Art Challenge stuff. I do this a lot in Sketchbook Club with my patrons, is if there's an art challenge, whether it's like April Art Challenge, Mermaid was one we did, Peachtober, any of those kind of ones. I do these sort of brainstorm sessions before I do art challenges. So I was doing a lot of that with my patrons as part of this series, where I kind of just write down the prompts and then I brainstorm out kind of different ideas. And that's what was going on here, was having sketches, and then I was coming back to these pages later and then adding them in, adding more stuff in. I call them like filler sessions when I come back in and I add sort of background details and whatnot to stuff. So some of these sketches are gonna look familiar. They're all from the April Art Challenge, and they're really, really rough sketches initially, and then I come back and I add like color and more stuff to them, so they almost look like sort of more finished pages going on here. You can see like here's day one for sign, s'mores. This actually got turned into a sticker, the actual finished artwork of that. Yes, I had this idea for a sketchbook rat, just a rat holding a bunch of art supplies. This is one of those ones where the idea was really cool and I love the drawing of him, but I don't like how I did the coloring of this, and he also unfortunately died in my scanner, meaning that it didn't scan very well, so the digital version of it just didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. But I did keep my original drawing here, so this might be something that I, could come back to and take this sketch and put it somewhere else and give it another go maybe. That could be kind of fun. Look, I'm already making more work for myself as I flip through this. This was a combination of things. I had spray paint on the back of this page, and I had done my Ouija goat drawing and I really liked it, but I wanted to see what it looked like against this hot pink spray paint as well as just on white. So that's kind of what was going on here. I was trying to work on top of what I had going on in the background. This was a separate thing of doing the illustration on top of this. So it was kind of just a mishmash of everything going on here. back into April Art Challenge. You can see I have a new batch of prompts that I'm working through and I'm trying to figure out. This was very complex for me to do because it had the story element. So it wasn't just doing the illustrations. I was telling that story as I went along. So it was me sort of literally writing out what was happening, you know, each time. Again, I will steer you towards that video so you can literally just, I tell the story as I'm showing the artwork. I know I've already said that, but it's the best way to summarize the entirety of the April Art Challenge is like, just go watch that video. I will put a link down below, by the way, to things that I mention or anything that I talk about. I will put links down below for you guys in the description. You can see too where I've come back in and I've added more stuff to the pages. Like this really evolves over time. It doesn't just happen in one sort of go. More April Art Challenge. Here's again another batch of prompts, me trying to figure things out. This was a whole mix mash of things. I had some spray paint in the background, which is something that I like to do a lot with my sketchbooks as a means of sort of breaking it in. So I was playing with a couple different things, and I think this might have been from 2 different videos too, if I'm remembering correctly, but I don't entirely remember. This was playing with some negative space, and this was trying to be a little bit more painterly, doing something kind of interesting on like kind of a very loose, wallpapery looking kind of background. So that's what's going on there. This is why I love these Strathmore sketchbooks so much, is they can really handle a wide range of stuff. Like this is very painterly gouache. There's spray paint underneath this. There's acrylic paint, there's watercolor, there's colored pencil. I mean, like you name it, it's in this sketchbook. And it's because the paper can handle it. And that's why I love it so much. More April Art Challenge. Lots of prompts, lots of digging in here as I was wrapping up to the last day, trying to figure out where the story was going. More kind of drilled down illustrations. So I think I was doing a lot more oh no, someone started mowing their lawn. You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna keep going and hoping that you can't hear the lawnmower in the background. Lots of brainstorming happening here, obviously with the writing. And then you can see where I was then plucking out each one of these and then actually starting to illustrate them here. So that's what's going on there. Kind of funny that I ended up writing this one upside down. I don't think I meant to do that, but I love the background on this. Again, more April Art Challenge. So I do love to do this, coming back to my sketchbook pages and adding detail into the background. It just makes it look more, I don't know, the busier my sketchbook pages are, I think the better, more successful it looks. Me trying to figure out how to draw these shoes for this one particular scene that I wanted to do for the April Art Challenge, was having something sort of peering underneath the bed. Skeleton in the woods sort of situation. You can even see too where like I'm adding camera kind of notes in this as well, because I was already thinking about how I was going to film the tour video while I was kind of brainstorming this. So it's kind of crazy. I'm thinking of 3 different things at once. What's the story that I'm putting together? What's the artwork that I was creating? And then how am I going to film it in real life? I was really noting a lot of those things. I loved this prompt for Arrow. I was really happy with how this turned out. And I ended up, this ended up also becoming a sticker at some point as well. More April Art Challenge, just crazy drawings of things here. Me trying to figure out how to draw a whistle. You can see I sketched it twice. Okay, I think we might be out of the April Art Challenge. Yes, okay. Now we're finally out of April Art Challenge territory and we are into other things. This was me dabbling with these crazy like rainbow colored pencils that I had, just doing rough sketches of things. I was doing some swatches here with some new watercolor paints. So I was trying to swatch those out. These watercolor paints might be from Leah, by the way. I'm pretty sure these are Leah's. I'll put a link down below to her Etsy shop. She makes these amazing handmade watercolors. They are some of my favorite watercolors that I use to this day. Literally, this tan color here is one of my favorite neutrals. I was literally using it this morning, painting eggs. I use her paints all the time and they're in my like custom built watercolor pan thing. Highly recommend. I'll put a link to her shop down below. Now we're getting into some like finished illustration-y kind of things. I do, again, love this paper so much that I have a number of these sketchbooks that I just use to render out or finish illustrations. So I have a couple. I have a big one and then I have a little one of where again, because I just love the paper so much because it handles things so well. Like there's watercolor in this, acrylic ink, gel pen, black acrylic ink, paint pen. I mean, you name it, it's in this. It's crazy. And this paper can handle it. And it just makes me so, so happy. This is the other Ouija goat. This is the original. So this guy might look familiar to you. He is a bookmark. He was a sticker. All of that is since sold out, I think. I think I have a couple bookmarks. No, I think he is long since gone, being sold out. She became a sticker as well. But yeah, the Ouija goat was the one that I wanted to do 2 different versions of him. So he's there on white. But I also did that pink version of him. Can I get to it quickly? Yes, okay. So I did the pink version of him here because I wanted to see which one I liked better. Obviously, I liked this one better, but it was fun to still just see comparison with kind of a different background. This was me playing around with some ideas here, wanting to do sort of like a ghost with a lantern sort of thing. This ended up evolving into that other idea. He is now a little sticker. He's actually in my shop currently. But I had this idea of like a lantern guy ghost for a long time. And some of these I could even see coming back to. Like this one here, I think could be really fun to revamp up as a sticker. Even this one here, I think these could be a lot of fun to kind of revisit and, I don't know, do different versions of them and do them like properly. But you can see I was filling up space. This was a page where I had dumped a lot of like leftover media and random things. So I was illustrating on top of that, which I do a lot in my sketchbooks. Okay, now we're getting into Occupied Oracle territory. If you remember my Occupied Oracle project, which is still not finished, although I have a ton of cards done, not gonna lie. I think I have close to 30 cards done. I just never moved on to the next step of like digitizing them and getting actual cards made and like a guidebook and all that business, like the production side of things. Otherwise, I did get incredibly far on this project because I worked on it 2 consecutive years in a row, but just haven't felt a calling back to it yet. And maybe one day I will, but for right now I don't. So don't ask me about it. However, the idea for it really started here in Sketchbook Club. This is where I started brainstorming the ideas for the houses and pinning down what the houses were going to look like, what the stylization of them was going to be, what materials I was going to be using. I didn't know, and I worked all that out here, including the scale. This is the actual scale of the houses when they get illustrated onto other paper. So you can see kind of my list of things here. It is out of date. I have things that I have finished that I haven't come back here and like added to, but these are the original house sketches. So we have the schoolhouse from Birds, the firehouse from Ghostbusters, the Beetlejuice house. This is Max Dennison's house from Hocus Pocus. There's a lot of houses in here, a lot of houses. We have Poltergeist, Nightmare on Elm Street, Edward Scissorhands, Carrie, Amityville Horror, The Hereditary Treehouse, The Midsummer A-Frame, and Halloween. And it's crazy that this is all in pencil like this. Usually I come back and outline things, and I didn't for this because I immediately transfer them onto paper and then onto what I was actually like illustrating on. We have Jaws, The Fog, The Ring, The Munsters House, American Horror Story Murder House, A Blair Witch Tent, Suspiria, the dance studio, the outside of it. A lot of people don't recognize what this is, so just noting. We have the Coraline Pink Palace Apartments. As I said, I got really far in this project. This is just the sketches. I actually have these done and on cards, which is crazy. We have Nightmare Before Christmas, The Exorcist, Silence of the Lambs, House on Haunted Hill, Rosemary's Baby, Little Shop of Horrors, The Haunted Mansion from Disneyland, and 13 Ghosts. There's some really good ones in here, by the way, that I don't even think I've shown the cards of these, and they look really cool. The 13 Ghosts one I'm really obsessed with. Little Shop of Horrors turned out really good. House on Haunted Hill, I love this one. This one, actually, you guys might have seen this in some video somewhere, but as you can see, I got very far on this project. Like, literally all of these sketches that you see here, all of these cards are done. These are cards that actually exist. They're on mixed media backgrounds, and they're done. But again, I just never went through the process of scanning them and getting them produced and all that business. But I don't know, maybe flipping through this is inspiring me to return to that. I don't know. Okay, moving right along. We're getting into a crazy mixed media page. There are times where I have an idea for an art journal spread or like a piece of work that I want to do on like a canvas board or a canvas. And oftentimes I will dabble with the idea or the visual concept of it in a sketchbook first. So this is a very, very, very rough, like almost mixed media sketch of an idea or concept that I wanted to play with on canvas. I didn't end up playing with it on canvas. I did it in a separate mixed media thing in a different sketchbook that I have that is almost done that I need to finish. But I did take this guy and sort of move him into something else. But sometimes that helps me get to a place creatively. If I have an idea, I sort of just need to like play with it or chase it a little bit or kind of bring it to life on paper or in a sketchbook first. And then I can sort of pull it out and get a little bit deeper with it or detailed with it in a different substrate or, or mixed media book or something like that, This was fun. This particular idea was that I wanted to, well, there's a couple things happening here. There's a few things happening here. First was I had this idea that I really wanted to draw bats. So I was doing this whole like build a bat thing with my patrons where we studied different, I say we, but it's me, and then I filmed the video. I did different little studies of parts of bats, and then I took the pieces and put them all together and then built this bat. So it's literally like, I literally built a bat. I did all the pieces first and then put them all together to make this sketch and then illustrated him out here, which he looks cool, but I wouldn't mind redoing him, maybe lifting him out and doing him a little bit differently or with some different colors. I think could be a lot of fun. And then these were just some monster ideas that I had. I was doing this swamp thing monster. I was doing this because I was on a kick of watching Creature from the Black Lagoon with Bestie Allie, and then Roman got on a kick of watching it, so that's how he kind of popped in there. But I guess he works on the bat page. I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on here, so... and then we have, of course, more Sketchbook Club sort of logo-y things. This was definitely year 2 because the first year that I did it, I had the date on it, which I regretted immediately because obviously that puts sort of an expiration date on it immediately, especially because I ended up selling some of these in my Etsy shop. So it was like, okay, I had to sell them by a certain point or they were useless. So come the second year of Sketchbook Club, I thought, you know what, let me do it where there's no date on it. And you guys would have seen these. I sold these just straight up in my Etsy shop. These are all sold out, I believe. I'm checking. Yeah, I had these for a while. They're sold out. I had these for a long time. I think I finally sold out of those. But these are the originals here of what those stickers ended up becoming. And I think they're really fun. I was really hot on this hotel key idea, but I do think I captured it. So I know it's kind of fun. But you can see here is my transfers here. I had the sketches over here, and then I transferred them into this and then did the finished illustration on the other side. This was a whole crazy thing. What is this? Oh, I wrote here, Peachtober 2023 brainstorm. So yeah, this was me brainstorming ideas for Peachtober. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it or not, which I also do that a lot in sketchbooks where I'll be like, I think I wanna do the art challenge, but maybe I don't. So I'll just sit down and I'll sketch a bunch of ideas and see if it lands on anything, or if I get some momentum going, then I'll move forward and do the challenge, or I won't. This was one of those situations. I really wanted to do these monster cakes. Like I had this idea in my mind of like having a different cake for each of the Universal monsters. And it's cute, but I don't know if that's, I don't know. It's cute, but I don't know if it's something that I would explore or return to again. I was also dabbling with like eyeball fruits. This is very, very rough, like initial sketches happening here. Bunch of random stuff in the back. Oh, here is the original Lantern Ghost. He is actually a sticker right now available in my Etsy shop, and he turned out really good. It's a really cool sticker. Here's the bat. I actually ended up doing him on a separate watercolor paper. I completely forgot that I even did that. What the heck? Okay. He's got like little red veins and stuff too. That's pretty wild. And then I don't know what's going on this other side. I think I was dabbling with something for a mixed media spread, and I think I wanted to practice doing it here. Painting fire is very challenging for me, so I always try to come up with different ways of doing it, which it looks kind of cool here, I guess, but is it the most successful? Probably not, but it's fine. That's the point of a sketchbook, right? It's just to experiment and have fun. This spread here is completely inspired by Leigh Bardugo's Ninth House. I finished that book and it consumed me, and I decided to make a messy sketchbook thing inspired by it. And it's in the back of my sketchbook here because it was just kind of, you know, the back is always kind of awkward. So I think it started out as like a really messy, wet sort of thing. I sketched a lot of this with a Stabilo crayon pencil thing, which then I came back with like a wet brush and like painted over a lot of it. So that's why it kind of looks like blurry in some places, is because I'm using a lot of like water soluble media to just kind of make a hot mess. But yeah, that was what I did for the back page there. And that is it. So there you have it. That is my Sketchbook Club Season 1 sketchbook, or Sketchbook Club Volume 1 sketchbook. I don't know what's the best way to say that, but yeah, I've kind of forgotten and was sitting on my shelf there. And like I've said a number of times, if you want to watch the videos of me making literally this entire thing is on camera, and it's over on Patreon, and you can just join for a month and binge watch it all if you want. And I even have current videos. This is my current one that I'm in that I started January of 2024. So I've already been in this one for a year. So I'm actually, based on how I finished this one, I will probably end up finishing this one this year because this is what all I have left in it. But I've done quite a bunch of fun things in this one for my current Sketchbook Club Season 2 videos. Anywho, I think that about does it. Let me know if you guys want a music only version flip through of this. I do tend to film a separate video that's just a music flip through. Let me know if you want that, because I think I'm just going to film this and just call it a day. I don't know. You guys tell me. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little sketchbook flip. Links to everything mentioned will be down below. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave a little bat? A bat? Let's do a bat for the little Build-A-Bat page, because why not? That was just the first name that came to my mind. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a little bat in the comments for me so I know you are a real one and you made it to the end. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!